Hello, hello. Welcome back. So this is a seasonal living series that I am sharing, and I shared a bunch about seasonal living in last week's video. And so today I really just wanted to pop on quick and share a really simple yet really effective, like profoundly effective, subtle energy technique to combat seasonal blues, seasonal depression, just some of that kind of, challenged, docile, sluggish, bluesy way that we can tend to feel as the days are kind of dreary and there's less sunlight and less kind of positive stimuli in nature. She's kind of resting right now. The trees are bare, the clouds are abundant, right? It's gray, it's damp, it's cold, and so those qualities can really show up not only in our physical bodies but in our whole energy system, right? And the subtle is always creating the gross, so focusing on our subtle bodies, the parts of us that are unseen and intangible, so our emotions, our mind, our energy, our spiritual layer, so these very intangible parts of us, focusing on those pieces of ourselves is probably more important than the kind of hyper fixation on the physical that we tend to have in our society. So for those of us that might suffer from seasonal depression, we might, or any challenge really, we might go straight for the physical and wanting to address the physical and put band-aids on that symptom rather than getting to the root, which is in the subtle body, right? So when we can work with and shift those subtle parts of us that are the building blocks for our physical experience, guess what? The physical experience gets to be rebuilt and regenerated in a new way. So subtle medicine, subtle energy, these practices are incredibly potent and oftentimes really simple. And I think that we can shy away from that because we also feel that for something to be profound and effective, it has to kind of be challenging or work, right? No pain, no gain. It has to be this like sexy fix. It can't be something really simple like what I'm about to show you. So in this wintry time, what's missing is vigor, right? The solar part of us, the more action-oriented, expressive, quick, light, sharp, those qualities, those more solar, outward, expansive qualities are lacking. This is an introspective, contractive time. And it's normal. It's completely normal. So if you're feeling the blues, if you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling challenged, okay, that's totally fine. It's normal. Go with it. Give into that which is that which is happening, that which is being asked of you right now within the qualities of winter and within this energetic invitation of the season. And I talked a lot about that on last week's little presentation. So give into that. And we can also work with that intelligently to bring some of that solar back. So the practice I wanted to share is a mudra, and I have shared mudras with you guys before. They are a really potent way of working with the subtle body and using the physical body as an entry point to get into that subtle body. So we're kind of working backwards. We're working from the gross back into the subtle to shift and manipulate and work with the subtle that will then manifest in the physical. And so what would that look like in this practice? Through this practice, you can experience warmth, like literally your body temperature may increase. Your thinking will be clearer. That dull, kind of lethargic dampness, right? Like that kind of wet towel energy, like that musty wet towel energy that's kind of winter. And again, this is literal and metaphorical, so think, on all levels with me here, people. that will begin to lessen and to dissipate with this practice. So it is a mudra. It is called Surya Mudra. Surya is Sanskrit for sun. So it is the sun mudra. And mudras, again, are like physical yoga for the hands. However, because of all of the lovely meridian points and lines that are in our bodies that directly correspond with these subtle energy parts of us, and the way that the fingers represent different energies and archetypes planetarily, that's how mudras work, and I can touch more on that at a later time. But just to get into it, I wanted to keep this quick and easy and accessible for everyone. Surya Mudra. You will take your thumb tip to your ring finger tip, okay? And it's important that the fingernails don't touch. Hey, girly, I'm glad you caught me too. Glad to be here with you. Thank you for tuning in. So it's tip to tip. Fingertips only are touching. And then these other ones are just hanging out. And you will hold this gesture, and it might feel uncomfortable at first. And actually, the more kind of physically the more physical discomfort that it brings, the more that it's being received energetically. Like, how do I want to say that? Because I don't want it to come across like suffer and that's good. That means you need it. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. The more it will dissipate. So stick with it if it is uncomfortable. Because how many of us do stuff with our hands beyond like this or this, right? So bringing some like life and movement and fluidity back into all these tiny little bones and structures in our wrist and our hands, you're doing that. And the impact that it's having energetically is something that is needed by your system right now. So hope that made sense. Tip to tip. And you're just going to sit comfortably and rest these babies on your lap. And closing your eyes is very helpful. This is just another way that we're taking in, right? Taking in so much stimuli, so much information. Everything that we receive through the senses has to be digested. So when we can kind of shut off something, it creates a more restful, focused environment. So closing the eyes, tip to tip, hands resting, sitting comfortably, and breathe deeply and fully. And just begin to really notice the impact. And again, this is subtle healing for profound and gross impact. Gross as in like, your gross, tangible, dense experience. Not gross like yucky. So just holding it and breathing and really focusing your awareness on the fingers. And really just noticing these first few moments, what is happening, what is shifting, what do you feel, what are you noticing? Be very curious, living in a state of constant inquiry. Because that subtle healing is innate. And it happens when we create the environment, when we create the space, it happens and it unfolds. It's not something that we think our way into. So you're creating the space, you're setting the stage, the innate intelligence of your system is taking over. Again, this is Surya, sun. So bringing that sun, that light energy, the warmth, drying up some of the congestion on all levels, the dampness on all levels, the dull, heavy, lethargic, bluesy energies of this time, which again are neither inherently bad nor good. It's just what is right now, and we're working with it and combating it with this practice. And so as you hold that and play with it, and you can do this literally anytime, anywhere, like on a bus, in a car, with a fox in socks. I mean, anywhere. You can do it anytime, anywhere. It doesn't always have to be a formal, let me sit in my meditative posture with my eyes closed. You can do it anywhere. And so as you're holding it and feeling whatever is shifting, allowing that to shift, conjure up the warmth of the sun, the energy of the sun. And it might feel silly, and that's fine. Just imagine if you could kind of bathe your whole system in sunlight. And again, the physical and metaphorical qualities of sunlight. So what is this sunlight, expansive, solar, summer, full moon, these qualities? How do those feel? And so inviting them into your system and just kind of letting them do their work and do the job, and playing with that. And give that a try. Again, as many times a day as you want to, every day, and especially during the times when the energies of winter might be feeling a little daunting, a little overwhelming. Just pulling out Surya Mudra, ring fingertip to thumb on both hands, and just resting, focusing your awareness on that connection point between the finger and the thumb, and conjuring and inviting that energy of warmth, that energy that you need right now to kind of soothe and lessen the qualities that are bringing challenge right now. So that's what I have for you for our seasonal living series for today. If you heard some grumbling in the background like that was perfectly on cue. I don't know if you can pick that up or not. That would be my little baby who's snoring next to me. So hopefully I haven't put you to sleep like I put this one to sleep. Share what comes through and how this serves you, and any other questions or anything else, and I'll see you next time. Talk to you soon.